Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a first look at Micro Pirates by Destroy Games. This is a 1 to 4 player sandbox pirate game where you're going around sailing as a pirate, pretty much trying to fight off other merchant ships, other pirates, and other players as well. You're upgrading your ship, upgrading your crew, getting resources such as fish and plantains, going to Port Royale and exporting goods, trading, and so forth. So yeah, there's a lot going on in this tiny little game. So mind you, this is a prototype copy. This game is heading to crowdfunding very soon. So whatever you see in the how to play video is subject to change. So let's get to the table, show you how to play, and then give you my initial thoughts. Okay, so this is how a game of Micro Pirates is going to look on your table. Now, Port Royale is always going to be at this location, and then 4 random ports are going to be at the corners, and the rest of random ocean tiles. So, if you look at your board here, you're going to choose a pirate and a ship. They're each going to have their own little abilities. You have your reputation tracker here and your fame. This is what's going to make you win the game. So, so as you can look at your reputation, that's going to determine what you're going to need to win the game. So if your reputation is all the way over here, you're going to end the game at when you reached 9 spot. If it's here, then you're going to win the game here. But if you're really bad, you have to go all the way to the end to win the game. So how do you get fame? Well, you can get treasure, complete these export quests. You have other quests over here and by attacking other ships, and of course other players as well. So let me give you a brief rundown of what is going on. So you have all these different tiles here, all these different islands. You have fish spots, you have plantains, you have your ports over here, and these are islands or jungles where you can explore to find treasure. So on your turn, you can sail by how many sail icons you have. Again, there are going to be upgrades that you can get along the way. So when you want to upgrade, you have to pay the cost, and they can give you more things like extra knives in combat and for hourglasses that are used to explore. So one is sailing. So now you can take 2 actions on your turn. So like I said, one was sail. The second one is forage. Now when you forage, you're going to go into one of these spots here, so the fish or the plantain, and you're going to roll the die. So you're going to roll 2 die unless you spend the rum to add an extra die. And whatever you roll, you are going to get. So like I say, I have 2 plantains, but on my board, I always get an extra plantain when I forage. And again, some spots will show the fish, or like here, I always get an extra fish when I forage. So that's how the forage action works. Another thing you can do is explore. Now, when you explore, you're going to go into it. Now, I can't explore here because this is blocked off, but I'm going to go into this jungle spot. So let's just say my token is, well, this is one right here. I'll go right there. I will explore. So you would actually roll these 2 brown die. What you're trying to do is get these binoculars. Well, not binoculars. This will just give me coins. But you want to try and get 6 of these. But here's the problem. You cannot leave that spot, because if you leave, you're going to lose all of your or hourglass or binoculars, whatever. I forgot what they're called. But yeah, so if you would get 6, you're going to draw one of these map cards, and you keep it to yourself. But then since this was explored, this is going to go. This is actually going to be explored. So this one, you put an X here, and then a spot where there was another X will be taken off, so you can go and explore there then. So now when you get 2 of these, that's going to let you know when the treasure is. So let's just say I have 2 here in my hand. So this one is actually successful because I have 2 marked spots here. So what that means is that I would actually have to place one of my token here to let me know that that's where I have to go and get a treasure. Now again, when you go there and you do another successful explore action, you're going to get a treasure chest. And this is what's going to give you 2 fame. So you would get the 2 fame. You put your treasure chest here, and you can trade those treasure chests in sometimes for coin, or also more fame when you do the export action. Again, the other thing you can do is in the Royale area that you can trade. As you can see here, you trade in 2 chests for 1 fame. Again, that's only once. Infinite times, you could trade in a fish and a plantain for 1 coin, 3 coins for a rum, a 1 fish or 1 plantain for a rum, 3 fish or 3 plantain for 2 rum, or 6 fish, 6 plantain for 3 rum. So rum is pretty useful because it can be it's used to buy sometimes for crew, but also as you can see here, it adds more stuff to your roll. So you can spend a rum to add another roll, add another hourglass, or another knife in combat. So and also again, like I said, to hire crew, they usually want more rum. Again, also when you go to the port cities, you can go get quests. So like this one is a quest here that you have to bring 6 of these to a jungle area here, and you would get a loot and go up on the reputation track here. So as you can see, as you go up on the reputation track, it actually makes upgrading cheaper, hiring crew cheaper, and also when you export, you will also get a rum and 2 coins. But as you go down, so what that does is, as you see here, when you attack the white ships, that you will lose a reputation, and also hiring crew is actually going to be a little bit more expensive. You have to get another rum, and you cannot export in the Port Royale. So that's what happens when you lose reputation. Now, these quest cards, there's several different quests. So like this one is a kind of a trade one. You have other ones here as well. Like this one is a clash one. So you would choose a ship that you want to attack, and then when it's successfully attacked, you would get the fame, but also they would be stronger. So like for example here, I place my token here to let people know that I will be attacking this ship. Now my opponents could also go after that ship, and now if they would destroy it, I would just switch to another ship that I want to attack. You can attack your opponents as well. I'll go over how attacking works in a bit. But yes, in the port cities over here, you can hire your crew. You can take quest cards like I showed before, and you can also get upgrades as well. Again, there's different types of quests. You have ones, excuse me. So you have several ones over here that show off what they will do. So like you have the trade ones. You have ones that you would have to exchange a certain amount of goods in certain areas, and all different types of goods. Of course, some of them give you fame, and some of them would give you more items. Now let's go into how combat works. So for combat, anytime you go into an area with another ship, you have to stop and fight them automatically. So when you have these little white ships here, these are small ships, and then you have the bigger ships, which are going to be stronger. So the white ships always have an attack value of 6. The larger ships have an attack value of 10. So as you look on your board here, I automatically have 2 damage and 3 with my ship, and if I spend the rum, I can add another one, and of course with another rum I can add more. Your crew can also add more damage to you. Again, this is just an example. Like some will have you spend a rum to get another knife, and you can have up to 3 crew at a time. So again, then you would roll these die, and of course whatever comes up, as long as as it exceeds what the attack value is, you will win. Now, this is when you attack the little ships. When you attack these smaller ships, you're always going to take damage. So when you successfully defeat them, you're going to draw 2 loot cards, and then, of course, keep only 1. Now, sometimes they'll give you crew, sometimes they'll give you treasure chests like this, or fame. It's always varied. If you were going to lose a battle, you're forced to move into a different spot. So I would actually have to, so if I'm in a battle with this ship here and I lose, I would have to move one step away and then roll this die to see if I take an additional damage or not. Your damage is tracked right here. If you were to ever get all the way to the end, you are disabled and you have to go to the nearest port. And then you, of course, would lose an item as well. Now, if you attack the big ship, you are also going to lose reputation when you attack the ship, but you will automatically gain fame when you defeat them and draw 3 loot cards and keep 2. Now, when you attack another player, of course, that's a different story. You're going to same thing. You're going to compare. Spend the defender can spend rum. You are automatically both going to get damaged, but the attacker is going to be able is to steal from the defender if they are successful. So that's how battles work. That is essentially the game. So whoever gets to their tracker first is gonna do one more turn. So everyone has a same amount of turns, and then the game is going to end. So let's get back, and I'll let you know what my first impressions are. And that is Micro Pirates. So again, like I said, this is just a prototype. Everything you saw in that how to play is subject to change. So initial thoughts are pretty positive for this game. You know, you're getting that sandbox feel, but not in a massive scope, like in terms of like maybe Western Legends or Merchants and Marauders. This is a game that's going to be a lot more easier to table because of the small nature of it. But don't be, you know, like I said with Micro Moonshine, just because it's a small box doesn't mean that it has depth or packs a punch. This game does pack a little punch. There's a lot of replayability here. The map is going to look different every game, depending on how the cards are laid out. You can have different strategies every game as well. Do you want to be a prick and have low reputation going around attacking everybody, or do you want to go and do those quest cards, have good reputation, and end the game early? You know, every game is going to be different. There are multiple ways to win. That's what we look for, and as a content creator and as a game player, you know, I want that replayability. I want to be able to take this game out every time and have a different experience, and I think you're going to get that with this. Again, the one thing I disliked is the rolling for resources. I never understood that, but on the positive note, you know, sometimes it gives you other stuff as well. You're going for fish, you could get some rum. You're going for the plantains, you could get some coins as well instead. But there's that mitigation too, because the pirate cards and the ship cards are going to give you those automatic resources. The explore action, I thought was a little weird though. Just constantly rolling for the spyglasses. Again, maybe to make it on the lighter side, but I thought that was I thought that can be a little more done faster, or maybe in a different way. I feel like constantly rolling for that. I mean, again, there are ways to mitigate that by upgrading your ships. So you're not always constantly rolling, and the fact that you do lose those spyglasses if you leave that area. So if you're getting all those spyglasses and then I want to go do something else, you got to start all over again to get that treasure map. So again, not that big of a deal. I did like the combat. Again, I always like rolling for combat. The fact that you're upgrading your crew, upgrading your ship to be stronger in different aspects. You know, you look at your opponent and you're like, oh, this guy's pretty strong. I don't want to mess around with him. But in a higher player count, they might want to do that to you. So again, another thing I will say is, at a two-player game, there wasn't that much interaction. I never felt that there was an incentive to attack my opponent unless I really wanted to be a prick or so. But at a higher player count, you want to attack those players because it is like that race to 10 fame, not whatever it is you're going for. So you want to stop your opponents as much as you can and hinder them getting their quests done or whatever they're trying to do. So this is a better game at a higher player count. It might go longer though. Two-player game can go about 90 minutes. I don't think this is going to be a quick game, but it is on the lighter side that it is easier to table. But at a higher player count, you might be looking at 2 hours because the downtime can, even though you're only picking 2 actions, depending on what they do, the downtime could be not a little long, but not too much like as in other games. But yeah, again, those are really my negatives. Just the rolling for resources, the exploring action, and maybe a little bit of the downtime. Again, I wish a game could go a little quicker, but again, there's a lot going on in this game, and every game is going to feel different. Every game you're gonna want to choose a different strategy depending on what kind of ship you got, what kind of pirate you choose. So it does pack a punch. I am going to recommend this game. I think people are going to enjoy it, especially if you're looking for a lighter sandbox experience. I think families are going to enjoy it as well. Again, it has everything you want from a sandbox game, but in a lighter experience. So definitely recommend. If you're interested in backing this game, I'm going to leave the link in the comment section for you guys to go check out. If you like this video, please like it. Please press the like button. Subscribe to the channel. We got a lot more stuff coming on, coming in. A lot more games to check out, and you want to have all these different opinions out there when people, especially when you're shopping for new games, old games, or any new and upcoming games. It helps expand this community. So yeah, thanks again for Destroy Games for sending me this prototype. I had fun with it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Again, the link is going to be in the comment section, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So that's going to do it for today, guys. Have a great one.